Welcome in, everyone. Doubt we really apologies about that. Accidentally clicked the back button. Let me get the fantasy draft back up here. One moment. Glad I didn't hit back on that. We're officially 4 minutes out from the start of the draft here. We're, of course, in the draft room already. What up, Sponge? And we, of course, have this is our second out of 3 drafts that we're going to be having. We had our first one earlier, what was it, last week with Chimera 6-man league. This one, I got a last-minute invite from a guy from Twitter named Kevin. Let me get that. I want to make sure I get this correct here. Kevin Ostriker. Co-striker 34 on Twitter. He does Locked On NFL Pods, Locked On Ravens, and the Ravens Wire. So he does a lot of content creation and writing for the Baltimore Ravens and covering the Baltimore Ravens. And where we were really excited. He put out a thing seeing if anyone wanted to join a fantasy football league. Hit him up, and here we are. Of course, 3:30 out now. We hold the 10th pick in this draft in a snake style ESPN draft. Of course, again, guys, we got a third league running as well. I do still have between 2 and 4 roster spots available in that league. Feel free to reach out to me on Darwin's Raven 20 on Twitter, and I'll shoot you an invite over. We're playing this one through Sleeper. Of course, Sleeper endorsed by a lot of other football content creating channels. I'm looking forward to it. We even have individual defensive players, so like one lineman, one linebacker, one defensive back, essentially. And it's going to be a fun one. Draft though is this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So quickly approaching, but make sure you get in if you do want to get in. We're almost here to the start of this draft here, as you should see in the top left of the screen here. Draft starting in 2:25. We got Noah Bowers, I'm sorry. Salutations. Do we have everyone in here? I feel like we're missing a lot of people. I don't know. 10th is an interesting number. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I gotta make sure I'm very slow and deliberate with my clicks and I don't end up Xing out one of these tabs, basically. Oh, the real question is what's going to be on the board here. So I expect Christian to go. I expect Brees to go. CD, Tyreek, Amon, Jamar. Ooh, that's where it's going to get interesting after the first 6 picks. Okay. Not really a running back I'm super in love with other than Derek. Wide receiver is going to be interesting. I might reach on a guy, but I really got a lot of hope on him. I don't want to give my picks away just in case. I know in my last draft, we had a little bit of stream sniping going on, but of course, all loud, If I'm live, man, and the guys in my league are joining in. But welcome in, guys. Again, we're about 45 seconds out from the start of this draft. Again, we're picking 10th. Our team name in this league is Poetically Speaking. I think I used that in my sleeper one as well. We have Lamarck of the Beast in Chimera's league and Poetically Speaking in my other 2. 20 seconds out here. Hopefully everyone's in here in the draft board or draft room. I do not envy whoever has the first pick. I wouldn't want it. I'm going to be honest. As in Baltimore, can I trade back? Congratulations to the 49ers finally getting that deal done. Marlins, mac and cheese. For those that don't know, Marlon said mac and cheese is super mid. He's not a fan. He can skip that on Thanksgiving. Take it how you want it. But let's see who Marlon's taking. Pick one. Is he even in the room? I don't think he is. I don't see it the the little right bottom chat. His name, so it might auto pick, which of course, if it goes by ranking, there goes Christian McCaffrey off the board, which is expected. Heinzenberg. What is the biggest thing happening in drafts this year? What seems to be them. My apologies. There's a lot of controversy. Case point, Marvin Harrison Jr. ranked number 22. Really depends on how much you believe in Kyle Murray. Chris Olave, great wide receiver there at 18. Who's, and Devontae, there's a lot of, Justin Jefferson's value at 8 is questionable just because of the quarterback situation there. Of course, he is a star-studded number 1 wide receiver. There is no questioning that. But again, who's going to get him the ball? And then if you can just play double team, basically put a man over top of him, safety, and then man up on him a little bit, take away the underneath kind of stuff. How are the Vikings going to beat you? I think Hawkinson headed for the PUP list as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that offense might be a little crippled to start the season. Great question, to be honest with you. We've got Kevin's deluxe team. Steve-O says game night. Game night is planned for tonight. For those that don't know, we do Jackbox Gaming here. This is going to be our 3rd week in a row now, planned for Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern every week. We will be moving that, though, for the Green Bay-Philadelphia game next week, so it will be on Saturday next week, but then back to Friday for the rest of the season. David McNiner, welcome in, my boy. How you doing tonight, Mike? And again, for those that don't know, this is our 2nd out of 3rd. We do have 2 out of 4 roster spots still open in our 3rd fantasy football league on Sleeper. We got a lot of great guys in there. We got Kyle Kitts from Denver. We got Joe Stevens from Seattle. 49ers media. We got tons of people in there. We got so it's going to be fun. You get to pick individual defensive players, one from D-line, linebacker, and defensive back to give it like a little more even, fun to it, I feel like. And it's going to be a fun league. Darwin's Raven 20 on Twitter if you want to join. We got 2 to 4 spots left in that league. Of course, today we're picking pick 10 in this draft. This is by Kevin Oestreicher. He does Ravens, Locked on Ravens. Ravens Wire, and a few other things. Super excited to be able to join this draft. Saw it on Twitter last minute, commented. He shot me a message, and it's going to help too for those, again, future content we've got planned up here. We got, we got the calendar. We got all the stuff written up. You probably can't see it because the shine. Thursdays, we will be trying to do fantasy football content, to help everyone set their lineups. So tune in Thursdays. We'll always do it before the Thursday night games. I think I'm planning that for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. So if you've got fantasy football questions, don't know who to put in your lineup, make sure you come back here to Darwin's Raven on Thursdays for fantasy football, 6 p.m. Eastern. And God, it just feels like it is taking forever to get to my pick. I don't know if we don't have people here. But we got, of course, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, Breece Hall. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4 going right off the board. Nothing too unexpected here. I have a feeling at pick number 10, I'm going to have to make an interesting decision. But we'll see about that. Tyreek Hill coming off the board. Pick number 5. Still nothing changing in the top power rankings from ESPN. I don't know how many people are here and not here. I mean, it seems like we had a good bit of people joining, so I got to make sure my fat middle finger doesn't hit the back button on my mouse. That's what happened earlier. I don't know what is going on with everyone. On the clock and 4 picks. Heisenberg says, do you use your own ranking or combine other ADPs together? I used to play in $1,000 money buy-in league, and we used to all meet in person. And when I did that, I completely ran by my own separate rankings. However, since this was kind of a last minute league and I'm more having fun, I'm kind of just winging it off gut and how the board falls. Kind of like how a draft does. You've done a lot of research. You know these guys. You know what's going on with their teams. You know the kind of the injuries that are going on. Maybe a little here and there you're not sure of. I should have double checked how if this guy does IR because that's very important if your league does IR. Case in point, let me give you 2 early targets: Jonathan Brooks of the Carolina Panthers and Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns. Early IR candidates to move. If you do have like 2 IR spots, so you can pick them up, moving by IR possibly by week 4. Jonathan Brooks should be back week 4. I think he'll win that starting job before the end of the season. And then, of course, Nick Chubb, if we can get anything back out of Nick Chubb, of course, had a gruesome injury. Oh, we're almost on the clock here. Enzo's excellent team. I can't even speak. Justin Jefferson, Amon St. Brown, and everything's just coming off the board basically in order. We did have Amon St. Brown, I think, was 1 pick ahead of his rankings. Like I said, I might make a little bit of a stretch here. I feel like I'm going to find my running backs late. I think I need to find some elite wide receiver help. There's 2 guys I'm thinking of heavy with this pick. And they're definitely not the next guy up on the board. Anyone want to take a pick or a guess on what 2 wide receivers? Technically, they are on the screen that I'm in love with potentially this season. Jamar Chase comes off the board. That's predicted. Oh, it's almost my turn. Gosh. This is crazy. Which one do I take, though? How much do I believe is the real question here in this. Are they? Yeah, Heisenberg, you got number 1. You are absolutely right. Let me shout that out. Wilson is absolutely one of the guys I'm staring at. If Aaron Rodgers can capture any essence of that MVP player that he is, Wilson put up numbers last year with no quarterback play. And Aaron seems to have a really good connection with this kid. I don't buy into a lot of the negative media that I've seen or surrounding that. I know he talked about they're not the New York Jets, the New Jersey Jets, and he might get some hate off for that. But I love their connection on the field. There's one other guy here on the board that I'm pretty excited about. Oh, man. Man, I don't trust the quarterback play. I'm going to take my shot on Garrett Wilson here. Fun fact, I might go back and get my second guy on this board right after. I was like the Ravens when they got Nate, they were ready to turn that card, and they said, what? Turn it in. There's no conversations here. I might get my number 2 guy here because it is snaking. But yeah, I'm a little questionable. I just don't trust Kyle Murray, man. I don't trust anyone that has to have something put in their contract about their film study. Philly says RIP to the Drew brothers. I probably mispronounced that, and if so, I so apologize. Saquon Barkley coming off the board here. Whew, I can feel the AC on, and I am freezing. Oh, I was trying to mount a TV today, guys, here on my left side, and it's going to be a swivel one, so I can actually like swivel the TV towards the screen. And I don't have enough space. Like there's my metal stud. I went through it to put the toggle bolt through, and it's not enough space from my metal stud to my neighbor's metal stud to get the toggle bolt like in there and lined up. Oh, it's rough. Heisenberg says, what's your thought process if you don't grab a running back in round 2? If I don't grab a running back in round 2, I am a firm believer that it's easier to find running backs. Even GMs feel this way. A GM knows it's hard to find an elite wide receiver. And then again, why has there been a problem paying running backs? Because there's a general feeling that you can find a guy deeper in the draft. If you didn't watch my draft special last year for the actual drafts, I've done draft specials 2 years. I focus only on third rounders and later. I nailed my running back draft last year. I'm hoping I nail my running back draft this year. And if I do, I might actually put my resume to the Baltimore Ravens. I might start sending my resume, but I might have to send it to the New York Giants. But anyway, I have a lot of guys that I think I'm going to like later in the rounds, and I feel like wide receiver is going to disappear kind of quicker. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but absolutely, if I spend 1 and 2 on wide receiver, 3 is going to be a higher tier running back potentially. We have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going pretty even running back, wide receiver, I'd say so far. But I feel like the wide receiver depth is about to disappear. My guys there. We're taking DJ Moore, wide receiver out of Chicago. And that's the second guy I was waiting for. Again, DJ Moore put up absolute numbers with Justin Fields playing 50-50 and my boy Tyson Bagent. If you don't know Tyson Bagent was one of my quarterbacks on my draft special last year. I would have took a 7th round shot on him. Just interesting arm talent at the combine. But I'm going to lean hard on these 2 wide receivers here to carry me early, potentially. But yeah, I believe I can find, I'm going to probably take a running back next and then move on. RC says, would you take a quarterback first? LOL. I mean, every once in a while, you got to think about Lamar Jackson. I'm just saying that. I believe in the Ravens this year more than I ever have. I think this is one of the best rosters we've seen of the Ravens since the last Super Bowl run. I know the offensive line is young, but if they can trend in the correct direction throughout the season and just be ready for playoff times, solid. Hines says 2 big wide receivers right there. That's what I'm saying. Both those guys put up with no quarterback play. Caleb looks pretty good. He definitely looks like an upgrade over last year's quarterback play. And just like the Jets situation, Wilson put up numbers with nobody and could potentially, put up huge numbers with Aaron Rodgers, especially an increase in red zone production is what I'm really looking for. Just saying. Would Josh Allen be a bad pick? I mean, he does throw a lot of interceptions, but he put up so many touchdowns and yards that it counterbalances a little bit. 5th round is usually, I feel like, where I start to look at quarterback potentially, especially like Lamar, or if I have a guy I really, really want. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we got to also start paying attention to bye weeks. Hold on, I'm gonna pull out paper here for this. So we've got Wilson and Moore week 7 or 12 and 7 is something we got to start keeping an eye on. If I'm not mistaken, Ravens is 14, if I remember that correctly, because in my 6-man league, I'm not gonna lie, in my 6-man league, if you weren't there, guys, I broke my rule of fantasy football. I took so many Raven players. I have like 5 players on bye in 1 week, 6 maybe even. Like it's rough. RC says, I'm pretty high on Odunze. I took him in fantasy draft around round 6. I mean, he was there. Exactly. Odunze. The thing is, it's going to be almost hard to predict where the targets are going. You've got Keenan Allen, Roma Odunze, and DJ Moore. Like, And of course, they were flying out DJ and Keenan to work out with Caleb before they even drafted him. So he's already got, like, I feel like a connection with those players. Chicago's, I talked about this on one of my last streams. I generally feel like this is, and poor Viking fans, if JJ didn't go down with injury, I feel like this was going to be one of the best years of football we've ever seen, with just general talent across the league and like hope. I know the Raiders have a little bit of a quarterback situation, but if Gardner Minshew plays stat wise just as good as Trevor Lawrence, they're a borderline playoff team, and Antonio Pierce might be able to ignite them, motivate them to really grind it. Someone took Derrick Henry off the board. I'd have probably taken him myself, to be 100% honest with you. I'm not going to lie. Jim Everett, welcome in, my boy. Rams over Ravens. Like I said, Jim, we talked about a little bit in other people's channels. I'm really excited for your Rams, to be 100% honest. I think your defense is going to, and I'm sorry about Aaron Donald, Hall of Fame, tip of the hat. But that Rams defense actually has potential to be way better than it was last year. And Sean McVay actually entered last year's training camps with 33 out of the 90 roster as rookies, which is unheard of. So you do have to give credit for what he was able to mold that team into. And as the Ravens, our blood and history is the draft. And so I respect that so much, and I really enjoyed it. Is it a bad move to have a rookie as your starter at defensive? Oh, nah, man, not at all. Take a shot, because there's going to be not a lot of picks on that in that sleeper league. And see, here's the thing: tight ends and running backs, you are usually able to later in the year find really good, just week to week style matchups. And you know what I mean? Oh God, it is taking forever to get back to my pick. It's a good thing though. I feel like I want to be stressed about depth later in this draft. It makes me hunt more and just be more excited for it. But absolutely fine, Sponge, not a problem at all. Titans going to win it all this year. Hey, and again, Titans got a lot of Will Levis. Does he put mayonnaise in his ketchup? Is that real or not? I still never figured that out. Anyway, they've got a lot to be excited for. Tyjae Spears, I would love to hear your opinion on him. He was one of the bang the table for guys last year. In my draft process, I heard he looked really good in the limited snaps he got last year behind Henry. And I heard some Titan fans were a little upset by the veteran signing. I forgot the name right now, just because everyone thought this was going to be Tyjae's year to break out, basically. So if you're a Titans fan, man, let me know. Don't feel too bad. Someone snatched Derrick Henry. I remember putting off Justin Jefferson and someone snatched him. Oh, that would be really just hurtful. God. And here come, Alvin Kamara, Devon Kane. I'm on the clock in 6 picks. I got to start thinking about this. I am starting to really hurt here at running back. I don't trust Rashad. I don't trust Connor. I don't trust Zamir. Jalen's always had issues. Is that the pick? It depends on how this goes, man. Am I about to make the reach of the draft here? I'm about to make the reach of the draft. Tony Pollard is the vets of the Titans. Thank you, Spongy, for making sure we got that correct. Man, I think there's some debate on that, but a defensive tackle, probably I don't know. Eagles going to have a really good year too. RC says, I'd be just sitting there whispering during fantasy football, please, 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 please don't take the player I want this round. I feel that in my soul. Derrick Henry was my number 1 running back on my board. I'm going to be 100% honest. And there's some good guys. They're case in point, is Gus or JK going to be that guy in the LA? Is Zach Charbonnet or Carbonate going to be that guy, or is it going to be Kenneth Walker? Is it going to be Najee Harris or Jalen Warren? There is a lot right there. God, man, I'm staring at a couple guys. 3 picks. You know, Tampa does have a pretty good chance this year. I think, though, losing Canales to the Panthers is going to really hurt them and that offense. And so let me talk about Jalen Warren. Some serious respect, and Steeler fans will really agree with me on this, I think. Jalen Warren's the better halfback there in Pittsburgh. His missed tackle rate is just out the roof, but he either just doesn't ever get the chance or has injuries, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, even right now, what's the injury prognosis on him? He's been taking a nosedive. It's going to be rough. If you could put Justin Field at the flex, that would be pretty hilarious. And see, Rachaad White is, the safe pick, I feel like, here. And there he goes. Yep. Not surprised. Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins going off the board. Let me think hard about this for a minute. I'm not in love with any of these running backs. I feel like Tajay could be that guy, but Tony Pollard's going to eat too many carries. I'm thinking about Raheem. I really got a lot of faith in Chase Brown, and I think I'm about to make a reach pick right here. I'm taking a huge reach on Chase Brown, another guy I featured on my draft special last year that was buried on that depth chart, and I feel like he didn't get his chance. And it's another guy I think that's listed as number 2 on the depth chart that is going to clearly win the number 1 job here. He's got breakout speed, and they haven't had that since Joe Mixon's first 3 years. He runs hard. Just like I said, I might have made a reach, but Rock says, what's your favorite pick from 12 to 13, depending on who is there? If we're talking about the first round, I'm going wide receiver. I took this draft. My first 2 picks were Wilson, the wide receiver out of New York, and then DJ Moore out of Chicago. Both guys just put up crazy numbers last year with no quarterback play. God. Let me read. I really want to take running back here. Oh, you know what, though? Is Lamar? I'm taking Lamar. I don't even care. I'm taking my boy. Oh, and someone just took a quarterback, Josh Allen, coming off the board. Oh, I'm kind of glad I took Lamar there. I think just Lamar adds just way too much fantasy value every week over any. That's, I feel like, a point thing over the running backs that are available. I think these guys are going to sit on the board for a minute, and there's 2 guys I'm eyeing hard actually here. And this is going to be wild. If I think they're both going to, one of them 100% is going to be on the board, and I'm very excited for it. And like Kevin says, here goes the first run on quarterback. I started the run on quarterbacks. Let's go. That's exactly what I need for my board. Let's go. Running backs right now, I only have one in Chase Brown. I got a few guys I'm eyeing, and I think starting a little bit of a quarterback chase might help my board the way, just like it does in the draft. If you start a quarterback run, Sam Laporta, that's a great pick though. Sam Laporta was so good, I couldn't feature on my draft special. I was like, he's too sure of a thing. Everyone's saying he's gonna be that guy. But right now we got Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown. Let me put my running back so I don't get a week 12 guy. I need I already know who I want for my week 14 quarterback, but I feel like he's going to go too early. He's too good of a quarterback. But so I'm going to save that for pretty far down. I'm in here with a bunch of Raven guys. They might not want to take Raven players, or they might. This is going to be an interesting one. Philly says, by the way, I believe Chase Brown is RB. And exactly, that's what I'm saying. What's funny is I had a bet last year about Evan Hull and another running back with LA or Payo, LA Rams, Canadian LA Rams fan. And of course, Evan Hull ended up getting hurt going to IR. But at the same time, the Colts ended up trading their running back or cutting him, and he ended up with the Browns. So we were like, who wins the bet? It was pretty funny actually. Yeah, I picked Rock, by the way, in this draft. I started as number 10, I believe. So out of 12 man. So like I said, Garrett Wilson and DJ Moore are, I think, really good picks there at wide receiver. I think just the quarterback play of some of these guys that are rated above them is really going to, take away from them a little bit. We're going back to running back now here. Well, let me double check if there's not another wide receiver that's like top tier. That might be the way to go. Can we talk about why is Rashee Rice not suspended? Oh, I think I see my guy. Hold on, I got to look up a depth chart real quick. I doubt anyone could tell me off the top of their head the Washington Commanders wide receiver or depth chart. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know who I'm taking here. It's a no-brainer for me. I don't know if y'all agree on this. I think right here, number 71 on the board, Terry McLaurin. I think he's got huge upside with Jaden McDaniels. They were active in the Ayuk trade because they wanted to give him another weapon. And he's been 1,000 yards 4 or 5 seasons with no quarterback play. Let's just hope he's still on the board when I get there. Stephon Diggs coming off the board. Zay, Jalen. We got a huge wide receiver run started, but he's pretty far down here on this depth chart. I hate to be this person, Xavier Worthy, huge upside value, just in case anything happens with Rashee. You know what I'm saying? If the NFL does come out of nowhere and suspend him based on maybe new evidence. But Xavier Worthy, if he can channel even a 20% better than Kadarius Toney, he's worth the fantasy pick. Could be the number 2 passing in that offense behind Kelsey. And I have a feeling that Andy Reid's going to get him some easy looks, some end arounds, just the ability to play in space. And it's going to be something you have to watch. Basically, what the Ravens did and probably should do maybe a little more with Zay, to be 100% honest. I'm excited to see how much Todd Monken uses the screen game this year. It definitely was something I think he needed to do more. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed Aaron Jones gets a lot of touches in Minnesota. He will. He's going to be a workhorse up there. Philly says, I don't like the McLaurin pick only because he's the only guy, and he's probably going to get double teamed. And you're not wrong there, Sponge. You're not wrong. This is gonna be tough. I like Ladd McConkey too, honestly. I like Keon Coleman. Can you tell I'm biased towards young players? I do like some veterans though. Ooh, Trey McBride coming off the board. Ramondre Stevenson. I've still got 6 picks left. And see, I love Tank, but man, between Tank, Nico, and Stefan, there's just going to be so many touches like split. It's going to be hard to count on them week to week. They've all got the potential to be number 1 guys, basically, in fantasy. It's almost kind of like the Keenan, DJ, and Rome thing as well to be 100%. Ooh, Anthony Richardson coming off the board here in round 5. 5 picks away. Let me see. Let me take one more look at that Washington Commanders depth chart. I want to look at one more fact. Yeah, and they don't have, I mean, okay. I'm telling you, though, you need to watch out for Ben Sinnott. Ben Sinnott with Zach. Now, Zach Ertz, of course, is getting kind of old, but Ben Sinnott has potential to be a little bit maybe slower version of Sam Laporta this year. He's going to bring immediate value to that room. Yeah, they might need another year. They're going to lean heavy on the run game for sure. Maybe they might make a move here soon at the trade deadline. But I have known nothing about them. Like some of those wide receivers. Jim says, pick all the Ram players and you'll win your league. Just don't pick any whiner players. You know what's funny is a guy I'm kind of eyeballing right now. I'm going to look back at the running backs a little bit here. I like the Blake Corum potential. Kyron had some injury problems last year, but I'm going to be able to probably snag Corum later. Tyjae's still there, man, and I'm thinking about Tyjae. Captain says, huge fan, already sub. Should I start follow Flowers against the Chief or McLaurin against? Oh, PPR. I'd start Flowers. It's going to be a high-scoring game to open the year. I feel like defense always struggles early in the season, especially on opening night. And just like I said, there might be a lot of touches to go around. While Jaden, they're going to probably make sure it's a steady run and pass. But I do like Jaden McLaurin. Definitely not a hater on that. All right, we got to make this pick real quick. Hold on. I could go either way here, running back or wide receiver. I really like Tyjae. I feel like he's going to win that job over Pollard eventually. This is a tough pick. Oh, God. I'm leaning towards Worthy and McConkey. I kind of like Coleman. I'm doing it. Oh, Mike Williams wouldn't have been a bad one either, but we go Keon Coleman here. Take one of the Bills. Oh, we got 2 wide receivers on week 12 bye. Oh, that's going to be a little rough. I was really leaning towards potentially wide receiver. And we talked about it, guys. By the way, if for the future, of course, we're doing Jackbox Gaming tonight, 10 p.m. It's an adult show. We have sit back, have a drink. We play a bunch of different Jackbox games, like fibbage and draw fi, things like that. But of course, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, before the Thursday night game, we will always have a fantasy football show where, of course, we're going to run through our lineups live and, of course, take any and all questions about fantasy football and the lineup. So make sure you do come back in for that. Appreciate you, Captain. Sorry it didn't give me like an audio notification that I had a new follower. I guess maybe something I need to ask StreamYard about. I usually use OBS for my games. Oh, and there goes Joe Burrow off the board. Let's see. We're coming back in 3 picks here. All right, guys. Do I take Tyjae Spears? I don't know, man. This is tough. I mean, DeAndre Swift might have pretty good value out there, but then I'm going to have a running back and a wide receiver on the same. Aaron Jones might be the guy. We got to look at the Vikings depth chart. Let's take a look real quick. So, of course, Aaron Jones is going to be the tie. Oh, they got nothing? Yeah, that's got to be an Aaron Jones pick. Oh, did he? No, he just went off the board. No. Oh, is there still an elite tight end? Oh. Kyle Pitts or George Kittle? I think I'm leaning towards Pitts here. We're going to take our tight end one here. Oh, good pick. Evan Ingram coming off the board. I feel like they might have been ready for Kyle Pitts potentially. Oh, I feel like I made the good pick there. I will be there to shout out my boy David McRam and Kenny McRam. For those that don't know, they're both 49er fans, and Jim likes to really mess with a bunch of the 49er guys, And, the thing is this. Yes, he's messing with them and having some fun, but at the same time, he's still there. He's giving a view. He's giving watch hours. He's participating in the chat and giving chat rate. So we appreciate you, Jim. And like I said, I got nothing but love for your Rams. Sorry, Tylan Wallace had to do that to you. And for the Raven fans that are new and don't know, last year I was complaining live, and I do every Raven game live, about how I didn't feel like Devin Duvernay was really giving that same effort or, performance as his in previous, Pro Bowl years of returning. And I just and it probably was that it was his free agent year and he was probably going to go play somewhere else where he felt slighted maybe and never got a shot here in Baltimore. So with that, he probably, saving his body for next year a little. Tylan Wallace looked hungry every time I saw him. And before that game, that week, I did a show with Payo Time. And I said, I think they're going to see a big special teams play out of this. And then sure as money, Tylan Wallace takes it back to the house. And I just sitting there, I'm like, I've been telling y'all, we need to let Tylan take over the return duties. And he takes one in the house one of the first times he gets a chance. And like I said, I clipped it. It's back in my live. You can go back and watch it. I called it. I hate to be that I told you so person, but at some point that you get tired of not saying I told you so. All right, we got to start thinking though a little bit here about these running backs again. Let's go to the all board here. Tank Dell still on the board here, 54. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, George Kittle. See, we started a little bit of tight end run too. We took a tight end, but actually I shouldn't say we did. Someone else started the tight end run because I saw some tight ends coming off the board. Who was it? Yeah, round 5, pick 5. So I was part of the tight end streak, whatever you want to call it. I feel like the average age of my team is I put a joke. I'm drafting that all pro 25 and under team, guys, because a lot of my players are so young. And again, I will 100% admit I'm a little biased towards younger players. Um, but at least we can acknowledge the bias. God, man, there's some good players on this board right now. Come on, 11 picks. I want to cry watching all these. I just feel like my players are going to be gone. Zamir White, Dak Prescott, DeAndre Swift. Man, 3 really quick picks there. Deontay Johnson coming off the board. Not a bad pick, honestly. Not a bad pick. Man, we got another we got another player with a week 12 bye. All right, where does it show me the bye on these guys? Okay. We might have to start sorting by bye week when we get to our depth picks a little bit, because God forbid. I mean, that's not right though. The best strategy is best player available. This seems like the type. See, I used to always take best player available, and then nobody would make any freaking trades at all. And I'm not opposed to a trade, but I'm not taking a dumb trade. And I feel like this league will take trades, and I feel like I can gain some serious value on some of these players. I have a feeling the Ravens will not continue to let me down, but I wish you the best, Jim. Like I talked about, I think this is honestly one of the best rosters we've seen since the Super Bowl run. I'm a big believer in this wide receiver room. Honestly, I would have preferred to, again, purely give the return duties to Wallace, move on from Hardy, keep a younger developmental wide receiver that might break out towards the end of your year or year 2. And then ensure that RB3 had real special teams value. I don't know if Ali really does, over guys like that were on the board, like Dylan Lobb, when the Ravens drafted this year. So we'll see about that. Like I said, I'm more excited for the special teams this year, purely off of if I was a special teams coach, my only goal is to force the other team to call a timeout. That's the only goal of a special teams coordinator this year. I mean, I shouldn't say that. The main goal is take them to the house, basically force them to treat your returner like his name is Devin Hester and kick that ball through the end zone every single time, no matter what, which we've talked about is a potential thing. If there's a team that's got a player that's rocking out like Devin Hester, you know what I'm saying? He's looking like he's headed to the Hall of Fame for kick returning. The kickers will just boom this thing through the back of the end zone. Why even risk it? Just like they did to Hester. No, just make sure it does not go inbounds. I don't care if it's 30 yards. 30 yards gain on the punt is still better than letting him take it back to the house and turning this game around. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. 3 picks away. DeAndre Hopkins, Tank, James Conner. We're going to have some good potential players here. Man, Lad McConkey, I feel like, has got great value. Let's go take a look who else they got over there. Palmer, Quinn John. They're not going to throw the ball much, though, because Greg Roman. Najee Harris. See, I could take the swing on Jalen Warren almost just to be a dick to Dion's daring team who took basically, so if Harris doesn't work, Jalen's gone. But I really want someone who I feel like is going to add more number 1 value. Devin Singletary might get a lot of carries too, honestly. I'm going to take my boy Tajay. I think he wins. I think him and Chase Brown are my 2 guys that I think by the end of the year will solidly win the number 1 job for their teams, and I really hope so. Tajay, week 5. Let's go. We're good on that bye week. We're going, man, do I go best player? Do I go running back? I want to grab Jonathan Brooks. I got to find this out without asking because I don't want to tip my hat here. If we do, I will 100%. Where would I find this? Settings. There we go. Rosters. Oh, there's a 1 IR spot in this league. Oh, we're 2 picks away here. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't take that chance. Is Jackson Smith, is it this year, his year? Might be. It might be. He did get off to a slow start. I kind of got a lot of faith in Bo Nix, to be 100% honest with you. So is Cortland Sutton that guy? Man, I am flipping hard right now on who to take. Welcome back, David, my boy. This is about to be tough. I'm flipping. I like Jackson Smith and Jiba. I kind of like the Cortland Sutton potential. Jordan Watson, while I love him, he's got to stay healthy. Xavier Worthy's really high on my board. I like Adunze, but I feel like he might be the weird third guy out until next year. I really like McConkey. Brian Thomas has got upside, but it's a little too high for him. I'm thinking about Raheem Mostert. I mean, he put up 20 touchdowns last year. Devin Singletary might see a lot of touches here. I'm like almost hoping my hand will get forced, but I'm 1 pick away here. I feel like it's too early to burn a pick on Jonathan Brooks for the IR. I don't think their third guy is going to step up and they might be the real number 1 this year. Mike McDaniels takes over the defense. It's going to be a lot different. I feel like Xavier Worthy's, those numbers are underinflated. I massively think his numbers are a little underinflated. So are Jackson Smith and Jiva's, though. Cortland Sutton got taken, so it forced my hand in that sense. He's got a week 10 bye. It works. I'm taking Jackson Smith. All pro under 25 team. Brock Purdy comes off the board with David Njoku coming up next. All right. And that's another wide receiver. We are done on them for a good bit here. 7, 12, 12, 7, 10. Okay. I do need some more running backs. It's got to be Raheem coming up. There's a lot of guys, and I might just wait to see like Jalen, like someone took Najee. But like I said, Jalen just has a problem staying healthy. And they are moving to Arthur Smith, which is probably going to be a better fit for Jalen. But what's the questionable injury? Hamstring. Man, hamstrings can be lingering injuries. Just Raheem's gonna see all the goal line carries too. I feel like he holds really good flex position. But man, I got 15 picks, dude. I might as well not even look at the board right now because, like, let's see. Oh, we got the comments rolling. David coming in to finally spar a little bit with Jim. Jim Ever Niner, the faithful. What up? Tonight, Steve-O, tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, my guy. We'll have Jackbox games again. Niner says, I might be playing fantasy football this season. Haven't heard back from Jess yet. Haven't played. Dude, Niner, come play in our sleeper league. I posted it in both the chats today, my guy. It's just a fun league. It's, not going to be super strict. It is scheduled for this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. But dude, come join, man. Joe's in it. We got a couple other 49er guys. I got a Denver guy. We got a bunch of guys joining. And again, anyone that wants to join fantasy football, shoot me a tweet or message, Darwin's Raven 20 on Twitter. I've got 2 or 4 positions or spots left in the league. Again, draft is this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern if you want to join. Heisenberg says, is there a world where you pick a defense or kicker before the last 2 rounds? There is, man. Again, I'm in love with my Ravens defense, and Tucker hit a 68-yarder. And depending on the league, a lot of leagues give a bunch of extra points once it's past 50 yards. Tucker was literally like the 3rd scoring Raven on the Ravens, like 3 years ago. Some kickers are kind of worth it. I feel like Tucker's one of those guys, and I got belief in my Ravens defense too. I feel like this is the most loaded our secondary's been. There is questions at edge, just like offensive line. We have a lot of really young guys that show a lot of potential. But the thing is this, potential don't get you through game day. You feel me? I need to put that on t-shirt. Steve-O says, I played last year, first time in a long time, drafted 9th, finished 9th. Again, come play in our league. What's funny in our league, they call it the shit bowl. And instead of just whoever finishes last, the lower bracket that doesn't get into the playoffs plays in their own playoffs. And whoever loses, advances in the shit bracket to determine who is the shit king, basically. So it seems pretty funny. It's fun. Again, it's on Sleeper, a new fantasy football app. 30 minutes, your draft position is late. And that's the thing. If there's people that aren't there and it maximizes the clock on every pick, it can get rough. But I used to play in, like I said, $1,000 buy-in league where we would all meet in person. And I enjoyed that so much. It was so much fun to hang out with the boys, have tons of food and beer. We're all spread out across this house with our fantasy football notes with the commissioner running it, with a little actual clock up on the TV and all this stuff. It was so much fun. And that's, I miss it. And actually, if I'm having a hard time, I got to figure out how to import my Facebook videos over to Twitter for y'all a little easier, because they don't like each other. There's a small Baltimore Ravens content creator that apparently showed it's actually kind of cheap in the off season to rent out a luxury press box at a stadium. And he did that for his team. And they all went there supposedly and had their fantasy football draft in the Ravens press luxury box. They got to go through the locker room, go on the field, get a picture taken. Wild, bro. Like I said, I wish I could show y'all. Maybe I'll present it here at the end of the draft if we still got some viewers. Sup, McRams. It's always great to see a fellow Ramahilia. THT Vikings rookie kicker can hit 70 plus. Ooh. Again, great potential. Got to see it on game day, but I'm excited to see it, man. Man, doing good, my guy. This is the second out of the 3 fantasy football drafts, so we're excited. We got a super young team. We got an all-pro under 25 team going on right now, but man, we're still 8 picks away from our next pick. Maybe at 5, I'll start looking at. And guys, if you don't know, only buy it when it's on sale. But man, body armor, so good. My favorite is the orange mango, blue raspberry. Got to be the next. This is not an endorsed statement. I am not sponsored by Body Armor. I wish they would sponsor me. Please contact me, Body Armor. Darwin's Raven YT at gmail.com. But no, it's absolutely delicious. I'm not a fan of the lights, that whatever the sugar is or whatever, it just leaves a dry taste on my mouth. But the orange mango and the blue raspberry, super fire. Peach mango light's not bad. And I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to get this draft done so then I can go get in my workout at the gym real quick so I can come back at 10 p.m. for Jackbox games tonight. We're gonna see this. This was actually an invite I got from Kevin Oestreicher, who does Locked On Ravens and Ravens Wire. So he does a lot of content for the Baltimore Ravens, or covering the Baltimore Ravens. Boom or bust, sadly. That is for sure. So for those that can't really see it well, Kevin's deluxe team took Taysom Hill, considered technically a tight end, round 9, pick 2. Pretty interesting there. Pretty interesting. Man, I'm really thinking about taking Jonathan Brooks and stashing him on the IR. Like, I really am. What is the injury again? Like, I'm gonna have to move him to IR, but man, he's got good value. I really, guys, like Green Bay fans, I really like Marshawn Lloyd too. He had some crazy elusive numbers in college that just made him an intriguing pick. You know what I'm saying? High upside kind of guy. There's another high upside guy, Xavier Worthy, coming off the board to up, and away. Away. Should have got some music playing for y'all. Let's see here. There's what I'm looking for. And remember, guys, if you're here watching, you've chosen wisely, my friends. And we're going to do what's best for the team. Anyone actually go see that draft day movie? I legitimately went and watched Draft Day in theaters. I am that much of a draft nerd. I wanted to see it. Rome Odunze coming off the board in round 9. I think someone mentioned they took Rome, I think, in round 9 earlier in their draft. And absolutely would. Philly says, I might be late for Jackbox tonight because I'm at the Phillies. Hey, my boy at the Phillies game. My boy's at the Philly game and joining us here in the chat. What a G, bro. What a G. Jordan Addison coming off the board. 2 picks away. Oh, my pick's coming. Do I take the Jonathan Brooks pick? I really like the Ray Davis pick too. Blake Corum's a great pick. Oh, I'm taking. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I think we have one IR spot, and if that's true, Jonathan Brooks is headed to IR for me, and we'll pick up someone as soon as the draft ends. Basically, just see what's available and out there. Bucky Irving, another good run. What's funny is they don't even have Bucky Irving's team. If I'm not mistaken, he's playing down in Tampa, and he's got good potential behind Rachaad White. If anything happens to Rachaad White, they're in good position still. And of course, what's funny is right after Jonathan Brooks, Kevin took Nick Chubb. So I don't know if that was like the plan or if he had the same kind of thoughts I had, but that's absolutely hilarious. Both the running backs that are going to be probably IR candidates early went off the board back to back to us, to me and Kevin. So that's pretty funny. But again, I hope you have fun at the game, Sponge. Good luck to your Philadelphia Phillies. A Philly cheesesteak sounds so good right now. Oh, I'm so hungry. Probably overdoing it on the blue. I had blueberry waffles for breakfast, and now I'm drinking a blue raspberry drink. I'm blue if I was green. I would. Sorry, guys. Got carried away there. All right, Jonathan Brooks is an IR candidate, so we're going to save his spot probably for running back late. Let's look at the big board. I could grab my. Let's take a look here. Brock Bowers is not a bad choice. See, and I could take Chubba, but he's going to share some snaps with Miles Sanders. Jerry Judy's got good potential. Let's see here. Jalen Polk's going to get a lot of touches. Adonai Mitchell's got good fantasy value. This is where it's going to get tough. Do I take Blake Corum here? I'm leaning towards it. I like Tyrone Tracy too, and man, I gotta hold off on some of those guys. I gotta take more sure thing type of guys. Should I take Jameson? He's not suspended, is he? We'll take Jameson. I'm going to take some of these deeper shots at running back later, I think. Let's see. Who would have been the better pick there? Should have gone down a little. I guess that's not a terrible pick. He's going to be consistent, I feel like. And a week 5 bye works with my wide receiver group that I need. Jalen Polk's going to get some good amount of targets down there. I feel like he's going to get some good touchdowns. Adonai Mitchell could be a really good guy. If Dave Canales might work money with Xavier too. I really think I might take Brock if he's still on the board, though, for a potential trade waiver. Man, see, they have Michael Mayer. Yeah, I don't trust it. Cade Otton. I might just honestly take. I mean, I've got 16 picks. I doubt he's on the board there. Lamar has a week 14 bye. He plays the Raiders week 14. Is it at home too? At Las Vegas. Kirk's one of my higher guys, I think, for that potential week 14. Yeah, him playing Detroit, not going to be 100% the best pick. I was thinking about possibly taking my backup quarterback, but I think it's still just too early. I need to take some. I think I need to just take some shots here on some guys. Let's see. Our flex is a wide receiver, so we do need probably more running back than wide receiver here. But Brooks is headed to IR. Yeah, so we definitely need running back here again. Really, man. What's the word on Marshawn? But yeah, Josh Jacobs is the former rushing champion. Like, I like Ray Davis too, but they've got, James Cook up there already, and Ty Johnson, who's been there. They don't have much on Bucky. I swear, like I said, I probably need to see. I like Tank Bigsby. He's one of my guys last year. See, I could just take Chuba until Brooks comes back, and that would be an easy one. I really think, though. I forgot about Trey, though. How would that line up with my other running backs? I mean, it wouldn't be ideal, but it wouldn't be terrible either. I think that's the way I'm going on that pick. Yeah, that's 100% the way we're going. I really like Tyrone Tracy Jr. out of Purdue, if I'm not mistaken. The Boilermaker. Okay, now I got to look at the Giants depth chart. I predicted Tyrone Tracy Jr. It's on my Twitter, and I think one of the other former Boilermakers liked it. I think he's going to be this year's Isaiah Pacheco. He runs like he's angry at the ground. And I think we're going to see that this year. Let's see. Where is he on that depth chart? He is listed as number 2. He's questionable. What is his injury that he's dealing with? Ankle. He'll be fine. Especially sharing carries early. Let's see here. You're going to eat a Philly cheesesteak. You suck, Sponge. I mean, I saw you, my guy. I put it up and I talked about it for a minute. So, but we're 7 picks away here. I'm leaning towards here. I think the first one's going to be Trey Benson. I really think he's undervalued right now. And I think they're going to rely on that running game, and I don't trust Connor to take it. And Trey, they took him out of Clemson, if I'm not mistaken. Was he the first or second running back taken? He was taken pretty highly. But he is a 3-purpose all-down back, and I really like that potential in fantasy. But God, I've got 7 picks, man, and he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th on the running back board. Oh no! Somebody took my defense. No. Oh, I almost forgot about defense, to be honest with you. Oh, that broke my heart a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. That broke my heart. Oh, makes me not even want to draft a defense now. I'm definitely taking my running back first. Well, there goes the first kicker, though. That might influence the draft heavy with 4 picks before me. The Cowboys D goes, we've started a kicker and defensive run. Oh, please don't make me get No, please, please not. No, please no. Oh, man. Oh, that's so rough. Like I said, it's like heartbreaking right there to lose the Ravens defense, and I have a feeling about to lose Tucker. No! Oh, he is! He's there! He's there! We're taking him. We're taking him. I am excited to add Justin Tucker to this lineup. Oh, that's wonderful news. Take the kick, Harbaugh. Take the kick. That's all I have to say to you. All right, all right. Still got a lot of good players I like on this board. I'm excited about this. There's still lots of good players. Got people leaving and joining the draft left and right. Come on, man. Why is everyone like leaving and joining the chat? Did everyone have issues? I'll say it seems like some people might be having issues. I haven't had any. It's Andy, Astronauts, and then Kevin's pick. I love how it says some are on auto. At least it lets me know. Oh, there goes the Steelers D. It's like, should I look at a starting defense? Or should I let it be? Or do I just wait and wait and wait here? This is tough. I think I'm not taking defense now till the end of this draft. I will load up a starting running back and trade it for a defense I like. It's actually what I did in Chimera's league. I traded Brian Robinson Jr. of the Washington Commanders to someone for the Ravens defense, so I could make sure I had my Ravens defense. And they were like, "Yeah, I'll take this trade." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care. I've got Nick Chubb and Jonathan Brooks. If either one of them, if I get one of two back in week 4 with anything in the tank, I nailed my pick." We're going to take a couple shots at guys that we think might eventually break the starting lineup. I feel like I could go tight end here, but I can afford to wait, I believe. I might not even take a guy because I'm not going to need it till week 12. And I might just pick up a situational player. Ooh, Theo Johnson, though. Ooh. Draft Trey Benson, and then we're going to queue up Theo Johnson. I got a lot of hope for Theo. Is he number 1 on the depth chart or 2? Oh, yeah. He's listed as number 2. Bellinger, their 4th-round pick last year, slotted as number 1. He's had 1 catch for 7 yards in the preseason. I got a feeling that Theo's going to win that starting job. I think I need to add Theo to this lineup, be my tight end number 2. He does not have the same bye week as my tight end, so we are good. He is a week 11 guy, though, so he's not going to be much of a use of a flex. With Trey Benson have a week 11. Okay, I thought I had more than that. It's only 2. Okay, we're good. We're good. But now we've got 16 picks before we're back up. It's going to be a while. Oh, yeah, man. All my draft picks are actually up on the left side of the screen up there. It might be a little small to see. Currently, our draft has been, again, mostly younger players. We've got Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown, Tyjae Spears, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Keon Coleman, Kyle Pitts, Jackson Smith and Jiba, Justin Tucker, Jonathan Brooks, who's going to head to IR for us for the first 4 games of the season. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Jameson Williams. I was like, wait, which Williams? Jameson Williams of the Lions, and then Trey Benson of the Cardinals. Their rookie running back out of Clemson. Or wait, was he Florida State? Either way, it's fine. And I've got my next pick, which is more than 16 picks away, sadly, queued up. Yeah, it might be hard to see, but on the bottom right, too, we've got like a chat going on as well as the picks that happen. So that's how we're able to kind of keep an eye on everything. So we've got, let's see, is there any wide receivers we really like right here? Kind of like Jalen, kind of like Adonai, kind of like Xavier. Is there any other guys I really like here? Jalen McMillan's got high upside. I like Eusebius. I guess we're going to remove all my picks here. Running backs. I've heard a lot of good things about McLaughlin. I like Blake Corum. It's just if Kyron stays healthy or not. Oh, that felt good. Marshawn Lloyd had a crazy elusive ratings in the beginning of this or in college last year. Ray Davis is just a little buried, fighting for that number 2 hard with Ty Chandler. Bucky Irving, I really like, but it's if Rashad White can stay healthy. Ooh, I forgot about Tyrone Tracy down here. That's probably going to be one of my next big picks. This is going to be tough. Do I take tight end, wide receiver, or running back with this next one? Every time I see next pick in 16, I cry a bit inside. This is going to be a fun year of football, honestly. I'm very excited just to see how this team kind of rides out a little bit. Adam Thielen coming off the board. A lot of picks coming quickly now. Khalil Shakir, Ty Chandler, Gabe Davis, Jalen Polk. Ooh, some of those guys coming off the board here. I know the Bills are hoping Khalil Shakir will really step up this year. I do got to think about backup quarterback. Who's Stafford play week 14? Oh, that's last year. Okay. I was about to be like, wow, that's rough. Why does it not show this year's? I want to know this year's. Week 14 schedule NFL. Let's take a look. Atlanta was one of my favorites. They're playing Minnesota. Ooh, Jalen Hurts is already gone, though. He's playing Carolina. That's the all-star matchup right there. That's one of the best ones. Baker playing Las Vegas. Ooh, Seattle playing Arizona? Man, there's some good ones. That's going to be hard to pick. Which one's the good Week 14 matchup? Who's Carolina playing in that week? Philly. That's probably not going to be a good matchup. Gino might be the guy. I mean, I could grab Jared Goff. He plays Green Bay. And it is at home on a Thursday night. That could be rough. Or Tennessee at Jacksonville. Or Tennessee hosting Jacksonville. Will Levis. I might have to take Goff. What up, Chris? How you doing today, my guy? 3 picks left to my next pick. I have ended up drafting an all-pro under 25 team in this draft. My favoritism towards younger players is evident in this draft. I'm thinking about taking up my backup for quarterback. But I'm wondering if maybe I continue taking depth at some of these other positions, like running back and wide receiver. I think Blake Corum's got great potential if Kyron gets hurt. Ray's, he's just buried though. Bucky Irving might be that number 2 guy. Well, actually, no, it's Tyrone. It's Tyrone Tracy Jr. 100%. Do I take that bet now or later? That's the question. Or do I secure my backup quarterback for now? Deuce Vaughn still on the board? Tyler Conklin, Deshaun Watson. Do I take Goff or do I just take a quarterback that week? There might not be one. I gotta hold off. Let's grab a backup tight end that I think is going to develop into a guy. Theo Johnson, the Penn State guy that the Giants took this year. With Darren Waller retiring, kind of left them straggling a little bit. I think he's going to win that number 1 job before the end of the year. I hope he does. And of course, he's mostly there just to be the backup for when Kyle Pitts is on bye week, which off by 1 week, so we're good. I still don't have a defense. I should probably grab one. We're going to queue it up. I don't get this defense. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm really going to spend a pick till the last one. there's definitely a drop off after a little bit, but I also have faith in Mike McDaniels over there in Seattle to turn their defense around. But it might take another year. Oh, they did take, what's his name, though? Byron Murphy from Texas. They already had a great first-round corner last year. I'm going to hold off and take the Seahawks defense as my sneak pick, I think, with potentially Atlanta. I might be crazy for this. 2 picks left. Or I'm sorry, 5 picks total left. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get these comments. We got Under the Helmet joining us. Wait, you're doing 2 drafts? Man, I'm doing 3. We got another one this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you want to join in, just hit me up on Darwin's Raven 20 on Twitter. I've got like 2 to 4 spots left in the league, but this is our second draft out of 3. That screen font is like 2 size. I know. I want to figure out how to like blow it up, but without blowing it up on my screen as well. Like it should. See, I can like do that a little bit. I guess that helps a little. On my screen, it's a little harder to see. Let me see if I can blow it up a little more. There we go. That probably helps a little bit. But welcome in, guys. We're almost on the clock here. Do I take my backup quarterback here? Maybe I might back that up 1 degree. Yeah, there we go. I feel like that's a little better. Let's see everything now. My full roster, I should say. I could take my backup quarterback for Lamar. I still need a defense. I've got my eye on a couple teams. Is there any running backs I'm in love with? Not really. Oh, I'm going to run out of time. Checking something here. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I'm going to take Xavier Legette. I think he's got high potential 1 upside in that team, honestly. I was really, really debating. I forgot about Tyrone Tracy Jr. Braylon Allen here. If anything happens to Breece Hall, his value skyrockets to number 1 stop, like running back potential. Oh my God, there it is. You're on the clock in 16 picks. Oh God, this is brutal. Absolutely brutal. I have to wait 16 picks. I don't even know what to do. But let's theorize here. We still need a defense. We still could use a backup quarterback for week 14. We've got our backup tight end. Kicker is probably going to be a weak matchup, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Let me take a think here. We got, man, my entire bench is like week 11. but it's fine because they're all supposed to be mostly backups for those other guys. We could use more running back depth. I think this is where I'm going to go find my backup quarterback to ensure, because that's usually about 15 to 25 points a game for a quarterback. And that's a lot of valuable points to make sure we get a favorable matchup in week 14. Let's get that week 14 schedule back up. So Detroit, of course, take it on Green Bay on Thursday Night Football at Detroit. Oh, we lost. Never mind. I'm sorry. Oh, there goes Blake Corum finally. Who took and I would take Bo Nix, but he has a week 14 bye as well. So I can't take Bo. I can't take Drake May. I can't take Jacoby. I can't take Joe Flacco. Week 14 matchup. The best one is Atlanta versus Minnesota, but we already lost out on Kirk. It was just too high to blow that level of a pick on it. I'm kind of leaning towards Geno playing Arizona, but Arizona always does play tough, and it is at Arizona. So it could be a slobber knocker type of game. Stafford takes on the Bills in California. That could be a high score. I'm leaning. Is he still up there? No, he's gone too. We might have to rely on Bryce on this, but he's playing at Philly. Baker playing Tampa. Where's Tampa? Tampa playing at home against Vegas, actually. That's the pick. Cue it up. Philly says, has Bryce Young been taken? And if so, what pick? He's not. He's actually the top available quarterback left on the board. I would take him, Spongy, but I need a quarterback for my week 14 bye. And in week 14, you play Carolina in, if I'm not mistaken, in Philly. Let me double check here just to be sure on that again. Yeah, Carolina travels to Philly to play week 14. And I don't want to take that shot on Bryce against your defense at home. Oh, he absolutely could break out this year. No team invested more in their offensive line in money speaking wise than the Carolina Panthers this year. The Dave Canales pick from Tampa is going to pay dividends like Steichen going to Indianapolis. You know, it's going to pay dividends for that offense. Legette's going to provide him the true number one they've been looking for a long time. Thielen is a solid veteran. I forgot their other guy they have in there, but they've got a pretty solid core now. And when Jonathan Brooks comes back, hopefully in week 4 potentially, that offense is probably going to get rolling. Hence why we have not only Xavier Legette, but Jonathan Brooks on our team now. I know these week 11 buys are kind of getting a little rough. And Baker Mayfield going to be one of those guys too. It's like, do I want another week 11 buy just for that purpose? But Baker's literally only purpose. Man, and I'm like, do I blow a pick that I'm not going to need till week 14? But it's also like almost playoff time. It's when I need points most crucial than anything. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Man, I could take Penix. Penix is still on the board. If anything happens, but if I don't, dude, I am screwed out of a quarterback situation, basically. Oh my God. I don't even know what to do here. This is insanely rough. The thing is, I could take Penix with this pick right now. And if anything happens to Kirk, I instantly have a trade for whoever has Kirk Cousins, probably. But Baker gives me a good matchup for week 14, probably against the Las Vegas Raiders. Hopefully. And hopefully he's fighting for playoff time. Ah, man, part of me almost wants to take Penix. Hold on, let's see who's got. Where is he anyone's starting quarterback is the question. If he is considered someone's starter, that team could have an issue, but I don't think he is. He's definitely someone's backup. Okay. He's 100% relying on Kyle Murray with no backup. He's going to be on waiver wire, bro. Oh my God. And that's one of those ones where I'm like, bro, if I take like Michael Penix right now or Sam Howell, one of these high potential backups, Drake May even, I could corner the market on a potential injury and guarantee a trade to him if anything happens to Kyler Murray. But he's probably about to grab Bryce here, so he's going to take backup quarterback last. Let's go to my defense. I don't have a defense. I've been holding off on this. Easiest schedule in NFL. According to Sharp Football Analysis, the easiest schedules are the Falcons, Chargers, Bears, Jets, and Saints, which I believe all these defenses are still on the board. Bears, Chargers, Saints are gone. I'm really thinking about taking that Mike McDonald defense. We got a lot of faith in Mike. That's going to be my pick. I'm on the clock in 2 picks. Is there anyone that really screams at me? Oh, Josh Downs has got great potential too. I really like that one. Bucky Irving. Tyrone Braylon. All right, I got like 3 guys I'm probably eyeballing here. 4 guys. 3 guys. Let's see. I'm going to queue a bunch of these guys up. So let me check the Buccaneers depth chart. See where he's listed. He is listed number 2. Okay. I'm going to take a guess on Bucky. I'm going to take a guess on Tyrone. I'm going to take a guess on Braylon. Receivers. Bengals depth chart. No, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing between depth charts here, confirming. That's what I thought. Oh crap, I fucked up. Ooh, excuse my language. I meant to take my defense, and I got a little excited about finding Eosebis. I think he's got huge potential. McCaffrey does. Move Luke up. I like that order right there. My apologies. I'll get to let me get back to my comments. Wait, where's Corley? I saw him. Nah, he's got too much. Let's see. Michael Wilson is also a guy to look at. He is. I'll say there's a lot of good guys here still left on the board. I kind of messed up. I meant to take my defense, but I guess now I gotta wait till my next picks here. 16 picks to take a D. That's rough. I think he might still be there though. Let me see. How's everyone else doing here? Less. Let's see. Marlon. Already got a D. D. Ooh, Mike's doesn't have a D like me. I hope he doesn't take the one I won't. Jets, Enzo. Politically. That's me. Oh, man. There's a few guys that don't have one or two that don't have a defense like me. That worries me. 15 picks. It's so hard waiting this long to make a pick. Like, it's driving me nuts. And again, guys, we're going to have fantasy football show every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern before Thursday night football games, just so we can take questions, help set lineups, give any and all fantasy advice, and hopefully win y'all some games and maybe even some money. You know what I'm saying? And of course, later tonight here, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have Jackbox Gaming here on the channel. It's a fun adult style show where we lay back, have a drink, and we play Jackbox games with like 8 different content creators. It's an awesome, fun time. We've been like crying, laughing the past 2 weeks. And I might break open a new game box tonight. So make sure you come back if you haven't hit that subscribe button. And if you have, I'm so sorry. I feel like it doesn't tell me. I don't know if it's Streamlabs, StreamYard, but again, I apologize. If anyone has subscribed and it doesn't tell me, just yell at me. Be like, idiot, I subscribed. Shout me out. And I'll be like, my bad, homie. I was hoping to maybe get into the gym and get a quick workout. It's supposed to be leg day today. But as it's about 7:45 right now with Jackbox in, about 2 hours. And I've got 2 picks left. I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know, it's going to be rough. I don't know if I'll be able to get my workout in time. A lot of people on auto pick here in these late rounds, though. There's only like 4 of us, it looks like, that aren't auto picking. But I have a feeling a bunch of these guys like me kind of have their stuff kind of queued up and ready to go. Marlon's mac and cheese. And again, if you don't know, the joke on that name, like most of these names, is Marlon isn't a fan of mac and cheese. He says it's kind of mid, doesn't deserve, to be there at the lunch date or the Thanksgiving table. So take it how you want it. You know what I'm saying? 7 picks left. Oh, counting these picks down, hoping to get my my D, and then 2. I think the last player I'm going to take. Let me take a look here. My depth. We got 1. Okay, he's IR, so he doesn't count. 1, 2. I need running back help. So we're probably going to push McCaffrey down the board a little bit. The question is, if I had to take a guess on an injury, do I guess on Rachaad White in Tampa, Breece Hall in New York, or Devin Singletary in New York? I should say both of them in New Jersey if you listen to Aaron Rodgers, which, I mean, technically they are in New Jersey. But Tyrone Tracy, I kind of have him pegged as my Isaiah Pacheco breakout. He runs like he's angry at the ground, man. The Boilermaker looks good. Braylon Allen, of course, out of Wisconsin, real big running back, pretty good speed too for his size and weight. He's fighting for reps out there though with Isaiah Davis and then someone else on that roster. And then, of course, Bucky Irving listed as the number 2 running back down there in Tampa. One of the guys I featured on my draft special. I kind of liked him. The question is, again, if you had to take a guess on which of those 3 starting running backs might get hurt, which one are you going to, Philly, idiot, I subscribed. Sponge literally probably unsubscribed and subscribed just to make that. Like, did you pick any 49er players? I'm biased towards the 49er players. I did not. I'm trying to be competitive in this league and win. And I did almost take the 49ers defense, but then I decided, and I had to take a debate on Kittle, but I ended up taking Kyle Pitts over Kittle, which might end up biting me the butt a little bit. But we're taking the Seahawks defense here with our second to last pick. I think Mike McDaniels is going to turn that defense around. Byron Murphy Jr. is going to be their like Matabike, Donald-esque type of player in the middle. He brings more out of the outside edge players than any coach I've ever seen. He already had a really good cornerback last year, basically the best corner, best wide receiver last year in the draft. A little bit to Gonzalez there in New England. And they got rid of both safeties and brought in veteran guys that know not to get beat on the back end. One of them from the Rams, who I think was Payo Time's favorite, like sneak guy for the season in Julian Love. I think that Seahawks team is going to be dramatically different this year under Mike McDonald and of course the offense coordinator they brought in from Washington as well. It's going to be exciting. 3 picks left. I think this is going to be a running back here. Again, if you had to take a guess, would you bank on Rachaad White getting injured, Breece Hall getting injured, or Devin Singletary getting injured, or losing the starting job to Tracy Jr.? And then, of course, the last guy on my board, I've got Luke McCaffrey in Washington. I really like his potential as well. And I'm leaning towards, honestly, I think he's the highest current value on that. Let me see here. Let's double check that wide receiver depth chart. And see, he's not listed as a starter. Olamide Zacchaeus is listed as a starter in his 6th season. I feel like Luke McCaffrey is going to get those snaps, man. I really think I might take Luke. Man, some people don't even really like him. That's tough. And like they said, they already see Tyrone Tracy becoming the 3rd down back there. This is where it gets tough. It even told me this is my last pick in the draft. Man, what's the pick here? I really feel like it's a running back. Tyrone's one of the highest on the board. I think I'm going to take Braylon. See, who did he take? Who did he take? I'm kind of interested. Clyde Edward Hilaire. Man, I really like Tyrone. I think, though, we're going to go with Braylon. That is it. My roster is officially complete with that last pick. That is exciting. I like I said, I couldn't be more excited about it. Let me go to I don't know if it'll put my team in yet because the draft's not done. It won't. The draft has to officially end before it puts my picks in. But my official starting fantasy football lineup. What up, Kenny? My boy, how you doing tonight? Oh, I'm so hungry, Sponge. I'm so jealous. Heard, Kenny, you'll be a little late tonight. I know I'm still debating whether to go get my workout in. I got about 2 hours, and I'm like, man, that means I gotta get my pre-workout in, give it 30 minutes about kick in, get the workout in, get home, shower, eat, and get everything set up in like less than 2 hours. So it's gonna be rough. But our official lineup, we got Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown, Tyjae Spears, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Keon Coleman, Kyle Pitts, Jackson Smith and Jiba, the Seahawks defense with Justin Tucker. And then our depth build is Jonathan Brooks, who's going to head to IR for me immediately. And then I'm probably going to go pick up like Tyrone Tracy Jr., Jameson Williams, Trey Benson, Theo Johnson, Xavier Legette, Baker Mayfield, and Andre Iosivas, and Braylon Allen. And I bet a lot of my viewers probably don't even recognize half of those names. Kenny is mid per sources. Never let them see you coming, Steve-O. Marco wouldn't answer. But I'm actually thinking about, guys, again, I'm thinking about maybe opening up a new box of Jackbox games tonight. So it's definitely going to be a good one. But looking at this team, I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I have a ton of young players on this team. Like I said, I got the all 25 under all pro team right now. And I'm super excited for it. I'm here for it. My bench, though, is like all week 11 buys, which might be a little rough. But, I mean, just generally looking at my roster, almost most of my buys are week 11 and 12 and 14. So I've got super late buys. It might hurt me. It might help me. You never know how the injury bug is going to go and how the waiver wire is going to, really break down. The draft room is getting ready to close, so it should have my team up here in the actual thing in just a moment. Last two teams are on auto pick. Then jumped into hopefully it's about to say it should be posting my team with like a better view here soon. We got Mike's Magnificence got 40 seconds left on the clock here. Tyler Boyd, Marvin Mims Jr. rounding out some of these last picks. Sadly, I'm probably not going to be able to go to the gym tonight. That, or I'm just going to maybe go get some cardio in or something. I've been doing a workout that's called the Sprint 8 recently, where you run 8 30-second sprints uphill at 5 degrees grade. So I'm doing like 8 sprints at 5-degree grade that range between 7 and like 8 miles an hour. I would love to have one of those treadmills where I could see what my top speed was, because when I put it flat and I just do my sprints, I easily can like just casually run at the 12-mile-an-hour mark. So I'd really like to see if I can get up maybe closer to 18 or so, maybe even 20, God giving. But here it is, guys, the official team for Poetically Speaking this season. Again, we got like the all 25 under team here. All our guys are super young, super young. Let's see if it will let me go ahead and move. Won't let me move to IR yet. I'm guessing. Oh, wait, manage IR. There we go. To IR. Beautiful. We already moved into IR. Let's go ahead and go queue up a player. And again, we're going to go for a running back here. And again, that was all part of our draft strategy. We think Jonathan Brooks has such high potential early. Oh, I forgot about Dalvin Cook signing with Dallas. He might take over for Zeke after a while. Is that the better pick? Oh, and I love the Kamani Vidal potential as well. Oh, this is tough. Estime is really good in Denver too. Man, Dalvin Cook though, like I feel like Ezekiel has not looked that good. Yeah, I think it will take Tyrone Tracy. Let's go get my boy Tyrone. Incoming players, when does it process? I shouldn't have to drop anyone, I thought. I have an empty spot. I think I just have to like hit something else somewhere. Oh, I gotta make my page normal size again so I can see. Because I know I did this in my other league. I don't have to drop somebody. Yeah, there we go. Confirm. I can just add him technically. Hey, your boy is abusing the IR system already. I'm just kidding. Not really, but still. Let's see. Jameson. I don't think anyone's predicted to outbeat my other guys. That's good. That's good. So I think technically now waiver. It might take a week. Waiver period is 1 day. They reset each week. I wish it would tell me when it was going to go through. It might be like the first day, week, or game. Not 100% sure. Recent activity? Nope. Oh well. Either way, he'll be on the team here shortly, filling that empty spot. We've got some good depth picks. I feel like a lot of, like I said, guys, I think they're going to take over eventually by the end of this. Let's see. I wish I could see exactly. Okay, just double checking that at my waivers there. I didn't see it, my waiver wire actually. Okay, there it goes. Pin that, then the pending moves. So we're third on the waiver wire. And if I click on pending moves, it should tell me when. The morning of September 1st, so tomorrow morning. So I just got to beat 2 other people for him on the waiver wire, which I think there's only one other person that's going to be using the IR designation like me. So should be good. All right, let me get back to these. Sorry, I missed some of your questions and stuff here. Ariana has 2K subs. Yeah, no clue on all that. And no worries, my guy. This was an impromptu one. I joined with a guy named Kevin Ostriker. He does Locked On Ravens as well as Ravens Wire, and I'm sorry, one other one. Kingsley is a beast, but I don't think he's starting before Wanya. Cook is cooked. Yeah, I would have added him, but they say he's going to be, since he's on the practice squad. Dowdle is better. He might actually be the starting running back by the end. I don't think Zeke's got it. And if Dalvin doesn't got it, it's just like one of those ones like Connor and Rashad White. They just like end up getting starting running back carries. You're mid. I'll put in a word. Yes. Good to know. Let's see. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all for coming and hanging out with us, while we did this second draft. And again, we do have a third draft scheduled for this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I do still have 2 to 4 spots available in that league. If anyone would like to join and come play with us, message me, Darwin's Raven 20 on Twitter, or however you know how to get a hold of me, and I'll shoot you an invite. It is on Sleeper. We are doing like individual players as well. So like D-line, linebacker, and defensive back. So it's a really just fun league. I'm trying to get David McNiner in there as well. I hope some of y'all else will come join us. And again, here in about 2 hours, we'll have Jackbox Gaming here on the channel, an not only, but an adult comedy style show that we hang out, we have a drink. It's a really good time. Make sure you come back, check us out for that. You don't have to join us here on the stream to actually play the games. You can be on your phone, tablet, or PC at home and actually join into some of our game lobbies if there is space available. Again, I hope everyone comes back and joins us. We have a bunch of new content coming for this season. We got part of the first episode already written for our Commissioner of the North series coming out soon. So again, make sure you come back, check us out. As always, thanks for coming and joining us. Philly, you better not be drinking any cocktails. You better be a juice cocktail, drinking cherry juice with some limeade. Either way, my guys, thanks for hanging out. Make sure you come back tonight. Come back always. Hit that like, subscribe button before you head out. And it's been fun. Darwin, Raven, or Levi out, guys.